And so now Bonnie and David have a wonderful story to tell us that it just makes my heart so happy and brings tears to my eyes. Now, now good. I can see you better now.
That better.
That's better. Yes, yes. So David, tell us what's been going on with you since you've now met the wonderful Dr. Laura.
Dr. Laura has came to my pain. I don't know how to explain it, but she was telling me, that taking this therapy from her, my pain would go away. I haven't been pain free in probably 20 years, and it's just been a miracle.
That's so great.
When I walked down a hallway to go to her office, and I was kind of like a ping pong ball. I was bouncing off the walls, trying to get in there.
Not just pain problems. He has balance issues, and they're much, much better. But the pain's gone. But go ahead.
Right.
I went in there and she did her thing, a few shots in my back, and I walked out of there, and I felt like I was marching in a band. I was walking a straight line, and I could step and go where I wanted to. So
oh wow!
I just couldn't believe it, and if I would just somebody told me that, I'd had a hard time just believing it.
Right.
But after watching her, and I thought, if I can't trust this lady after talking to her, I can't trust anybody in this world.
Right. She's the real deal. She is the real deal.
She changed my life, and if it wasn't for my wife, Bonnie here, that I thought, I'll do anything for her. That's all she wants me to do is try to go through with this and see if it'll work for me. Then
I just wanted him to be able to take walks with me.
Yeah.
We've been married less than a year, and so anyway, he's just been so good to me and everything. But he had these hernia surgeries about 4 years ago, and it ended up being double hernias, and so all this scar tissue had just pretty much, messed up his ability to walk straight. Back pain was there. His legs were really weak, and it's not all there yet because we're not even halfway done with the treatments. But just having the pain gone is huge.
That's huge.
Just being able to see his face, and there's not strain in his face. It's changing his whole countenance.
Of course, that's so great.
Just you go to people and go to doctors, and they tell you just live with it. Go home and live with it. And when you go to a mechanic, you want your car fixed. You go to a regular doctor, not like Dr. Laura, but they tell you to live with it, deal with it.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, and it did take the whole series of treatments for my mom to be 100% well.
Yeah.
Because we had to go through her whole body to remove those with, I think Dr. Laura calls the interference fields, because it was keeping the signals from going through the correct pathways. And so once those were all resolved, everything just kind of fell into order. And I think they know this. They try to put us into this torture chamber. These surgeries really do a number on our nerves. They don't really talk about the damage to the nerves when they are cutting into your flesh. So, yeah.
What makes me sad is that anesthesia could have been used this way rather than to chop people up as a means to deaden our pain. I understand you need surgery sometime, but in my opinion, after seeing what this can do, I think this should be the first reason why we use anesthesia.
First thing, let's just first do no harm. Let's first do something that is non-invasive and not cutting into tissue, and let's try it. Let's try it first and see. For you.
But it doesn't give you any prestige to not. If you're a surgeon, that's pretty prestigious and it's lucrative.
And it's lucrative. Thank you. You took
maybe
the words
I'm
right
saying
out
a lot
of
of things I shouldn't be saying.
I know. Well, if this video gets banned, it's okay. It's the truth. All right. So Yes, hello, Dr. Laura. You're muted, so make sure you unmute before you come on. That I'm so glad that you are here, and I know this just makes your heart so happy to see people getting well. That's the true heart of a doctor. So tell us, what did you do to fix him?
Well, first of all, again, hi everyone, and thank you for having me here, Melissa. And it's so great to see you, Mr. David, Bonnie. It's just
Good
great
to see
you
you.
both smiling. I can see at your face. David is so different now from the first time I saw you. Yeah, there's less wrinkles, and I think they were all just because you were frowning because of pain.
Yeah.
So, thank you for being here also and sharing your testimonial. I think it's so important for people to hear from real people what neurotherapy can do, what prescribing life can do for you. And I want to thank again Melissa because all of this started because of her mom and she coming to our practice, she getting better, and in that process Melissa was like, can I tell others about you? About prescribing life because this could help so many people. And we don't have any publicity really. This is the publicity we have, which is just word of mouth. We're just being blessed by the Lord to have a word of mouth like Melissa can be. And then the testimonials that you guys are giving, that I hope they give hope to many people. So that being said, what you were saying also, Bonnie, about how treatments, and Melissa as well, how treatments should be the least invasive, the safest possible, and then giving your results, just like when you go to the mechanic and you're seeing something is wrong and then we can fix it. That's what I love about the therapy we do. That we are not looking to put patches on symptoms or just take a pill every day just to try to get on with life, but to really recover quality of life and to get to the root cause of the problem. In many cases, especially when we're dealing with pain, this root of the problem is in the nervous system. The beautiful thing is that the Lord has designed us in a divine way. And in many cases, those problems can start being fixed very quickly, even since the first session, as you guys, are witness of that. And the beauty of that is that in many cases they tell us, okay, well, there is something wrong that is structural after surgery or because you have a herniated disc or etc. Like many different reasons to have pain, and this can't be fixed unless either you have surgery or even sometimes I tell you even without surgery that can't be fixed. In the case of David, he was dealing with something for 20 years and he was trying to get better, and that's why he had surgery, and that made things even worse. And they gotten worse over time. Like he was saying, not just giving him pain, but also balance issues, coordination. He was telling me one day, I was closing my eyes in the shower and I couldn't grab things. I was feeling like I will fall. So that's not normal, especially for something. If you guys met him, he wants to just go as well. He has lots of energy. He wanted just his quality of life back. So through neural therapy, what we do, as Bonnie was saying, we are using anesthesia. We're using just local anesthesia in specific areas of the nervous system to help to send signals to your nervous system so it can start working again. We are not using local anesthesia as a numbing agent, and that's what we're so used to do, right? We think, oh, it's gonna numb this area, so the pain will go back in 20 minutes, like when we go to the dentist. However, we are using it in many different places of your body to connect those areas that have been interfered, that are not working properly. Think about your nervous system as a network of information. As if a computer has one wire that is not working well, we're not going to have signal, we're not going to have screen, just with the same with your phone, your TV, etc. Well, imagine what's going to happen with our body if some of those wires, our nerves that are sending electricity are not working correctly.
Mhm.
So one of the things that neural therapy does and does really well is help to reconnect or reroute the information. So when we are rerouting it, immediately some things that weren't working properly can start working better. Mobility, pain, numbness. So those things start being modulated. And then from the other part, which is also beautiful, is that increases the amount of some amino acids in your body that help to heal that area as well. There are other things that are incredible, like increases your oxygen, your blood flow, so there are more nutrients in the specific
He's
area.
actually warmer.
Exactly. So
He
we
used to be
saw it.
freezing cold all the time.
Oh,
He's
wow.
That's so amazing. That's
Yeah.
so amazing,
Yeah.
right? And we saw it during the consultation. I was calling you and showing you how in every point we were getting more blood flow into those areas. So now those are all being distributed over your body, because one of the things that we did during the last session was also, I told you, we're going to start doing some systemic points. So this starts working all over you. So yeah, I'm just so glad to see your progress, knowing that there was not even a definite diagnosis, but at the same time, there were things that similar, it was similar to MS in some ways. It was similar to chronic pain. It was, right? It was similar to like Parkinson-like movements, especially in the way he walked, but none of that was true. And I don't really think diagnoses are, you know, they're just labeling us, and in many cases,
discouraging.
It's very discouraging, and every person is unique, and every symptom is very unique. So when we start labeling people, and if I have a headache, I'm going to give 100 people the same pill, expecting them to do well, that doesn't work, right? So what we do is to see all your medical history, all your life history. We have talked about injuries that he had since he was a little boy, right? And sometimes during the consultations we discover or remember new ones. But the idea is to see that person as a, you know, single individual that has a emotional history, health history, nutritious history, so we can really work into get health back. I said that before, but we are not working on, this is really healthcare, not sick care. We're helping.
Right. I love
would
it
just
for a doctor
encourage-
to want someone to be healthy instead of just staying on, you know, on their pill. What were you saying, Bonnie?
No, I was just thinking people, instead of searching for a diagnosis, they should start beginning to step out in faith and search for a cure.
Amen.
Because God has the resources for you, just like in the wilderness.
Amen.
Children of Israel, you know, there was
Amen.
always the resource everywhere they went. They didn't think it would be there, but all of a sudden there was water coming out of the rock. And of course we know who that was.
Yes.
And there was bread coming out of heaven. They got tired of that, and there was meat coming. So, you know, God has all the resources, and he's going to make sure we have plenty of money to do what we need to do too, until insurance will cover this. But,
Right.
you know, so anyway.
Well, some of the co-ops do cover it. Good Samaritan covers it. MediShare covers it. Some of the co-ops do. But, you know, the big,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the big ones, the big names, you know, they just want to do.
We don't need them anyway.
No, everything that they cover is stuff that I don't want anyway.
I know.
So, yeah, I wanted to ask you about something. Anyway, it is. I know what I was going to say. Is that I think that it's, even though they make a lot of different diagnoses, I think that it's fairly simple in one sense, because if your nerves are not being able to go on their regular pathways, it's not Parkinson's or MS or whatever. It's just fix the nerves so that they can operate the way they were intended. And so, like you were saying, when you have when you were a child, maybe you had an injury. We all have had scar tissue all over our bodies. And think about, if the nerve is trying to get through, it can't go through. And so, if we can make that nerve where it can be a pathway again and not have that scar tissue on that nerve, and then everything's going to work better. And like with my mom, I likened it to a pinball machine, that she would have the nerves would not be able to get through. They would go this way and they would get stuck, so they go that way and they get stuck, and every turn it was making pain. And so now that we have her fixed, and all those nerve scar tissue gone, literally you can see on the outside, if you had scar tissue on the outside, you can see that it's gone. And like it just all that inflammation is gone, and now the pain along with it, the pain is gone.
I'm so excited to see when he gets to the point where he's not so halted with his walking, because I really think you look around, you see elderly people, and I don't think that's normal for them to be halted like that, not walking normally and smoothly, and where your motor skills are just, I honestly think we, even on into our older years, like 90s, we shouldn't be like that. No. I really don't think that's God's will for us.
Right. And as we were, go ahead.
Sorry, I love to say that with David, we are getting there. I do want to see him 100% because I know he can get there. He has improved so dramatically in the sessions that we have had. I think it would be 9 of them so far. So that is basically, 9 days that we have seen each other, or in many cases they can be done in less days. But his improvement has been great, and I also want to congratulate you guys. I admire both of you, because I told you during the first consultation, the way that you were open in faith to the treatment and trust that you put on me, it just, first of all, it's very humbling, but also I think when you enter into anything you do in life, when you're doing it, with your heart and you're open to it and in faith, things work really well for you. And that has been the case with him.
All channels are open.
Right, we're receiving.
Thank you.
We're receiving.
Thank you.
Yay! It makes me so happy. So there's a question online, and they're asking if there are others in the country, in the U.S. right now, that do this. And the answer, unfortunately, is no. Maybe there's one other person in California.
Yeah, we don't know exactly about that person right now that the clinic is open. But that we know in this moment, no, there is nobody else.
Right. They have this other place in other countries, but not really in America, because unfortunately, Big whatever who it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. They have kept a stranglehold on all of this, and so it makes it difficult for doctors to do this, because there's not a lot of money in it, like there is in some of these other surgeries, etc. What were you going to say, Dr. Laura?
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that about other countries, because it actually started so long ago. It has 100 years over the world. Started in Germany, and it was widespread through some parts of Europe and then to South America since the 1970s. Especially, it got into Colombia, which is where I'm originally from, and then we have been here almost 11 years now. Working with Prescribing Life, but the fact that, yes, it is an extremely safe procedure. It's very quick to figure out if this is going to be a good solution for someone. In 3 sessions, we know, like, is this working? No, okay. And then the results you can get from it, it's something that you don't really get from anything else. In many cases, even in surgery, they told you, there is a 50% chance that you get worse than, right? And unfortunately, that's what happened to David.
Right, and my mom too. I think it's happened to a lot of people. So someone else was asking, do you work with Lyme disease? And the answer is yes. Again, anything that nerve related, that this works great for.
Actually, that's so interesting, because the person who Melissa's friend, that's the reason why Melissa got into Prescribing Life. She came to us because of Lyme disease.
So. Yeah. As you guys know, that I was had the difficulty with my being, after I was poisoned, and how it damaged my heart. And so Dr. Laura has been working to make sure that I am in tip-top condition. And so we've gone through everything. You guys know about my green smoothie that I do, and how strict I am about how to really put only really good, real food into my body, and to make sure that we are getting the nutrients that we need, and also detoxing. And that's why I've got this health page. Everything that I've learned, I share with you guys. Well, so she has gone through with a fine-tooth comb all of these things, and she can do that with you, even though you might be wherever you live, to make sure that you're getting for your body what you need. So definitely check into that too. When you go to prescribinglife.com, you'll see the, what do you call it, nutritional something?
I think it's the nutritional restoration program, and let me see. But I also wanted to add, Melissa, because I think that's very important what you just said, that in many cases it's not just what you're taking, but also when and how. So there are so many details that we need to go through, and we get with you into your journal of food, supplements, drinks, etc., and see exactly how we can reorganize, what do we need to add or remove, because in many cases we think we're doing something right, and then we realize, even if that's in theory it's a good option, it's not good for what you're wanting at this point. Right. And this is actually, it started all because of Melissa, and we were trying to get, her heart and everything else into top condition again. And we know that there are many different ways that connected will get us to that 100%. So this is also inspiring you, so that everyone can benefit from it.
Yes, yes. So yeah, like I was taking certain things at the wrong time. Some things I was taking too much of. She said, "Oh, this is really something that can help to, your heart muscle to really restore the cells that were damaged," which is not something you're going to hear from these doctors. It's just you're just not. And I know RFK is really making sure that they have to go and get the training for for the right foods,
so
nutritional information, and that's going to really help people a lot, right. Because we just throw, we can't throw just food into our bodies like a garbage can. We just can't. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that what they're doing is not healthy because they're doing it all their lives.
My father, he's also the founder of Prescribing Life, and he says a lot, we try to put the best, oil in our car that we can, the premium gas, etc. But when it comes to the food, we never think about those things, and then we want our body to run 100%. So it's so important to look into all of that, and that's what the Regenerative Nutrition program was created.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad, Bonnie, that you twisted his arm or whatever you did to get him to come down. And
you didn't have to twist it very hard.
Good.
He's very willing, and we've been working together on nutrition and everything. I mean, we have a green drink. It's not the same as yours, Melissa.
Okay.
But
yeah. Mine's
I can't do that much stuff.
Right.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. I've got it down to I can do it in 5 minutes, but it's all just right there. So I'm so congratulations, David.
So I just want to say that it's important because in many cases, what's good for Melissa might not be good for you. And so everyone needs their own also.
Yeah, we're very uniquely made.
Yeah, but the good news is mine is all just natural ingredients, so it's nothing chemical in it. So that's
and people need a place to start. So I think that's really good.
Yeah. That's on. If you guys are not familiar with that, go on to freedomforce.life/green smoothie, SMOOTHIE, and so learn about it. Especially for it's kind of big on heart health because I started doing the green smoothie when I was poisoned and it damaged my heart. So congratulations, David. I'm just so happy for you, and I can't wait. I want to get us together again when you get 100%.
But I'll be willing and able, I promise you. No, I'm just still amazed that with Bonnie, listening to you, then it turned into getting contact with Dr. Laura, and Dr. Laura, when I walked in there, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to know within about 5 minutes after talking to her if that's going to be my answer.
Yeah.
When she saw me bend over that table, She knew it was the answer.
There you go. Right?
Let's get this syringe in here and get to work.
Let's get you fixed. If you might check out, David, other people like you who have gone to Laura and have these testimonials.
We've listened to the testimonials.
Okay, over on
a lot of them.
Okay,
Yes.
they're on prescribinglife.com. They
Yes.
also have a Telegram page, Prescribing Life USA.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that you wanted to add? Oh, there's some more questions. Okay, any suggestions for extreme negative bone density?
Oh, that's very interesting. And that will definitely require, besides neural therapy in some cases, the regenerative nutrition program, because there might be some toxicity associated to that. And then we'll need to see what nutritional requirements that person needs. Because there are so many different things important just to keep in mind. Sunlight, vitamin D, but also united D3 to K2, because if we're just taking the D3, in many cases that calcium is not getting into your bones. But yeah, it will be very interesting to just see the information, the life history of that person to really be able to understand what's going on in there.
Yeah. So just go on, you can do a telemed over on prescribinglife.com.
Right. Thank you for that.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah. What is that, David?
I thank both of y'all from the bottom of my heart,
Yes.
because it's changed my life so much. You know, it just.
That's so
My wife had me out planting. We need some trees in the yard. We got rid of some old ones years ago, and it's kind of bare in the front of the house. So I was actually on a shovel digging dirt holes and planting 3 cedar trees.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And, you know, you wouldn't have thought a month ago that I could even hardly walk out there.
He's been having his boots on.
And my
He
boots,
used to wear, lightweight tennis shoes. He hadn't been able to wear boots,
my boots are oil field boots, because I worked in the oil field for 40 years.
Oh
So
wow, those
boots
are big ones. Yeah, the steel toe. Steel toe.
Heavy.
They're steel toe. There you go. And they're not light. So after I was wearing those and working with that shovel, and I'd had a pretty good workout. But, you know, I wasn't as tired as what I had been before I even started this journey.
Wow.
So
That's so great. That's so great.
I
Like
think
I
my
say,
whole
we
day
were
again.
searching and the provision was there when we needed it. And
Amen.
that's the way our Papa God is. And we
Amen.
need to trust him to move forward, not be afraid to spend money on
Amen.
food, people. Because we've
Amen.
got to eat good if we're
Thank
going to
you.
live long and be happy.
Exactly. And live to be as long as trees.